Good morning, all. I'm Epstein with the Morning Flash Update. This update is for the morning of Wednesday, and we are now at the 21st of February, 2024, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Before I get anywhere, do have to remind you, we're going to have the live webinar tomorrow. Thursday's going to be important because after the close today, we get the Nvidia earnings. At 1 o'clock, we get the FOMC. There'll be a lot to talk about. A lot of you have signed up. If you haven't gotten my email, you're probably blocking it or you're not on my mailing list. You can always move your cursor to the top here, fill out the form. You will get your user ID, password, and the link to come in. And there's an area there. If you have questions for me, ask them there. I'll be able to prepare the charts, and away we go. If you have other questions, call my staff, 866-973-2077, and that should take care of it, all right? So let's do a little bit of talking, though, about where we're at in these markets right now. And I didn't want to quite bring up that page. I want to bring up this one. Here we go. The mortgage market application numbers. So they're down in every category, down double digits. Interest rates climbing, no surprise. Today you put the contract on a 30-year fixed mortgage, went up 19 basis points. This is not the jumbo, this is the regular, up to 706. So you're shutting off the demand temporarily. We get Red Book sales. That came out this morning, up 2.7 to 3%. So we're no longer at the 4 to 5% increases. This is much more of a norm. I'd get nervous if I see it slip under 2%, but right here, I think that's okay. We get the Federal Reserve minutes at 1 o'clock today. We're going to get the API energy stocks. They're coming in at 3:30 this afternoon. Right after the market closed today, we get Nvidia earnings, and the market's building in an 11% volatility number off of it, which is monstrous. That means the market options traders are thinking, doesn't mean it has to go there, up or down 11%. If you saw Palo Alto Networks that came out yesterday after the close, and they had forward guidance which wasn't strong. Their numbers were fine. Their forward guidance was weak. They're down 23.5%. So this is a stock that fell almost a third in value, just like that. These are big numbers. So what do I tell traders on days like today? Been around this a long time. You see a train coming down, a bullet train. You're on the track and you think you're going to be able to jump just in the nick of time so you won't get caught. It's probably not going to happen, all right? I like picking up the pieces afterwards, not of your body, obviously destroyed by that train, but the pieces. And what I think will happen today is I think traders will use that 11%. And I wouldn't be surprised near Bollinger Band bottoms in the Nvidia. Traders just load up orders at the bottoms there, saying, that's probably blah, 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 close to that. People are going to want to own this because they're going to view, if it breaks, this is their opportunity to come in. There's a lot of money that missed on that. Why? Because the brokerage firms keep raising targets. The current target by so many of the banks has been lifted from $650 to the $800 level. Also keep in the back of your mind that in the stock indices, how many of the different brokerage firms have now gone up on the S&P for the year to top out in the 5,200 to 5,400 level? Well, you're down here, but you were just at 5,000. So is the market getting ahead of itself? Big questions, all right? What the Fed's going to do when we see the minutes today, big questions. Next week, we're going to get the PCE index, big questions coming with the market. So far, the rallies in the grains proven that still the South American crops just very, very large. Now, we typically, when we start planting in the United States, form a planting bottom. The market starts worrying the crops aren't coming in, their planning's not going right. You get all that type of thinking. We're not there yet. This is It's February 21st. Here's the dilemma. In Chicago, we're going to be 64 degrees today. You heard what I said. This is some 25, 30 degrees warmer than our norm. Around the whole Midwest, you are seeing this, all right? There are records being set everywhere. It is going to be a very warm February as you take a look at what's going on if you look at the 10-day maps. So is there farm work going to be done? To a degree. To a degree. They're certainly out there. They can work on the machinery and all. But at the end of the day, Planting is an art. You do it with computer science. You lay it a certain way. You look at your growth patterns, when it can go. It's all not what it used to be. It isn't the old days. I'm going to grab seeds out of a bag and I'm throwing it. It's nothing like that anymore. Big business. You're down today $1,000 in the February Bitcoin. Remember, it goes off the board, I think, the 23rd, so it's right in front of us when that ends. I've already telling traders to watch the March contract, so I've moved over there already. In the gold market, I had predicted yesterday in my written newsletter that we would get up to 2039 and start stalling there for a little bit today as we get into all this data. That's what we're doing. We have a bunch of Fed speakers today. 3 are doing it. I think one of them spoke at about 7 this morning. I'll catch up on that in a little while. So again, I hope to see you at the end of the day. We'll talk about the market. We'll do Nvidia. And tomorrow we'll have an awful lot in the webinar. So remember, move your cursor up here at any point. That's how you can get in. Call my staff, 866-973-2077 if you have questions. You have a great trading day.